Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jersey Zone. Today I'm going to go over how to find the best deals on hockey jerseys, where to look, how to look, the fastest way to go about it. Now, these are all going to be legit sites. I am not dealing with any fake sites. I don't like fake jerseys. If you do, that's your money, it's your choice. Go for it. I don't really care, but I do not like dealing with fake jerseys. So these are going to be legit sites, except I am going to be talking about third-party sites as well. At the end of the video, I do have a little bit of a disclaimer there. So, if you get to that portion, make sure to kind of listen to that disclaimer before you check out those sites. But with the rest of the sites in this video, they are going to be all legit. Now, this is a video that I've done in the past, but it's been almost 4 years since I've uploaded that video, and there are a couple of updates that I want to talk about, specifically with one site in particular. My opinion on them has changed quite a bit, but before we do get into looking at the sites, I also want to talk about the best time to look for these jerseys and the most efficient way to go about it. So if you guys don't really see that as too relevant and you just want to get to the sites, I'll leave timestamps in the description down below so you can skip to wherever you want. So when is the best time to look for really good deals on hockey jerseys? Well, honestly, right now is a pretty good one with the manufacturer change going from Adidas to Fanatics. That being said, I haven't seen any crazy deals so far this summer. There have been some okay ones, but nothing mind-blowing, I would say. I do think that is probably coming, though. I think we're probably going to get a lot better deals once the Fanatics jerseys officially go on sale next month in September. Once the big retailers actually get their hands on those Fanatics jerseys, I do think they're going to try a little bit harder to move that Adidas stock just so they don't have anything old sitting on their shelves. Now, that being said, it's not like this video is just used for the Adidas jerseys. You can also use it for the Fanatics jerseys when those eventually go on clearance as well. But even without the manufacturer change, the summer in general is just a good time to look for jerseys. A lot of the time, I find that retail stores have a pretty big sale going on just because of the fact that most people don't buy jerseys during the summer, so they like to get a couple of sales in every now and again. And then there's the obvious times as well, like when a team rebrands, those old jerseys are going to go on sale, or when a big player gets moved, usually they have a ton of those star players jerseys already pre-made. Steven Stamkos, for example, going from the Lightning to the Nashville Predators, he had a lot of those Lightning jerseys already pre-made, so there was a ton of sales for his jerseys. Now, I know that sometimes people don't really like to have those traded players on their jerseys, which is understandable. If you don't care, that's definitely, a good time to look for it. If you do care, even then, you still can strip the jersey. It's not really that difficult with factory customization. I haven't tried it with the Prime Green jerseys, but those Aero Ready and the Climalite jerseys from Adidas, really easy to strip, and I think the Prime Green jerseys are not that bad either. But really, the main thing that you need when it comes to collecting jerseys is patience. That is your biggest factor, because if you're willing to wait on getting a jersey, you're probably going to find it on sale. Now, it does depend on what jersey you're looking at, whether you should wait or not, because if it's a specialty jersey that's really popular, like the Seattle Kraken Winter Classic jersey, those didn't ever go on sale. They basically sold out at full price, so you can't really wait on times like that. You kind of got to gauge on whether or not the jersey is going to be really popular, is going to be liked by fans, stuff like that. You kind of got to look at maybe, different sites and stuff like that to see how people are reacting to that jersey and whether or not you should wait on it. But if it's just a regular home or away jersey, you usually can wait on those because those aren't selling out completely. They're going to keep on making those. There's not going to be limited stock of those jerseys. But what is the best, most efficient way to look for these jerseys? Well, that's where we're going to have to go ahead and switch over to our browser. So I'm using Firefox. Obviously, it does not matter what browser you use. The important thing is to have a bookmark folder. Mine is called Daily Check. Now, I don't actually check this daily any longer. I used to, of course, but now it's more so every 2 to 3 days. That's just really because of the fact that I have so many jerseys at this point that, do I really need more? Not really. I still end up getting them, but yeah, I just have so many that I don't feel the need to check it every single day. In the folder, though, I have every single site that we are going to be going over today. I'm blocking off some in the bottom left there, but we're going to be talking about it, so it doesn't really matter. The important thing is to save every single site that you are going to be taking a look at. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to save every single site that I have. Maybe you like some sites more than others. Maybe you have your own site that I didn't talk about in this video. The important thing is to have it saved in a bookmark folder and to also save it to a specific page as well, just whatever your preference is. Sometimes for myself, it's just on the clearance section from low to high. Other times I look up hockey jerseys on the specific site and then switch it to low to high, whatever it may be. It's really important to save it to a specific page and not just the home page because it saves a lot of time. It does take a little while to go through every single site every single day to look for these jerseys. You do have to carve out a little bit of your day to do so. So it's important to kind of save as much time as you can with saving it to that specific page. But okay, let's finally get into looking at every single site that I have here. So I'm going to open up all bookmarks and let's get this loaded up. All right, Coolhockey is our first site. They ship to both Canada and the USA, and they're kind of the main reason why I wanted to redo this video from the one that I did 4 years ago. My opinion on them has changed really drastically. I used to love them. Now, I actually don't really recommend them. And if you're asking me, okay, why are you including them in this video if you don't recommend them? It's because I knew if I didn't include them, people would say, why didn't you talk about Coolhockey? So here it is. I don't think they're the worst company out there. Like, if you still want to buy from them, that's completely okay. But there's just been a couple of things that have really added up for me where I'm not really super comfortable buying from them anymore, and I'm not comfortable recommending them either. Those things being that, you know, I had my reverse retros that I bought from them, the reverse retros 1.0, and I could see that inside of the stitching there, it was really rushed. It was just not really done professionally. On the outside of the jersey, it does look fine, so it's not like it's a big deal, but it still just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Same thing with their shipping estimates. They basically always go over those in my experience, which I'm okay with. I don't really mind because I'm fairly patient, but I know some people would not like that. I've also had issues with their mystery boxes as well, but I've made videos on those, so I'm not going to go over that again. So it's not like I've had a terrible experience with them, but I've also seen jerseys where like names were completely spelled wrong or just have the completely wrong name or number. I've also seen one time where they just had a completely different font for one of the letters on the jersey, which was a crazy blunder. I was like, wow, when I saw that one. So, you know, those also kind of irked me a little bit. Of course, they are a big company, so quality control is gonna, you know, just happen. They're gonna have jerseys that get sent out that are just not great. It does end up happening with a company that is really big, but just some of those experiences as well, I didn't really love. But honestly, kind of the tipping point for myself was something that they have in their About Us section, which sounds really strange, but, you know, follow me here for a moment. So let's go to their About Us page and let's read one of the sentences. So, quality is just as important to us as it is to you. That's why we ensure that every product that leaves our doors is done to the exact specifications of the NHLPA. Now, this is either a lie or it's misleading. The reason that I say that is because the way that I read this line, and I kind of feel it's the way they want people to interpret it as well, is that these jerseys are done to the on-ice specifications, which is not true. That is not the case whatsoever. Coolhockey basically only has one way of customizing their jerseys. If the jersey has different layers, it's just going to be stacked 12, and it's going to have a name bar. That's all they do. They don't do anything special, like reverse kiss cut, no name bars, semi-reverse kiss cut. They don't do anything like that whatsoever. So I really do not like this line. It's, like I said, either a lie or misleading, and it could be misleading from the NHLPA. Maybe they just said, hey, here is the fonts for the name and numbers. We don't really care what you do because honestly, most people are not going to care or even notice. So just use these fonts and it doesn't really matter. It could be the NHLPA's fault. It could be Coolhockey's fault. I don't really know whose fault it is. Either way, I just really don't like that line. It's just not great in my opinion. So yeah, I really don't like their customization with Coolhockey, especially with the jersey send in. Like, let's go ahead and click on that section here. Let's send in a jersey. Let's say we have an LA Kings jersey that we want to send in. I'm going to click on that and it's going to cost you $119 to get this jersey customized when it's not going to be the proper customization because they don't do reverse kiss cut. They don't do name bars, which is the on-ice specifications for the Kings. And maybe it's a little bit personal for me because my Kings reverse retro 1.0 jersey has stacked 12 and a name bar when it shouldn't have a name bar and it should be reverse kiss cut. So it really has rubbed me the wrong way with that jersey in particular because that's a hard jersey to get. It's not an easy one. So I don't want to have to go ahead and strip the jersey and then get it recustomized. It would be a whole process. So maybe that's why I'm so mad about it and so just disappointed with that line. I also just don't like this image here as well where it says official NHL team fonts, which is, you know, probably the case, but exact specifications of the NHL and the NHLPA. Once again, it's saying that it looks like it's on ice customization, but I know it's not. It's just not. So I just really dislike that line from Coolhockey. And maybe you don't care about the on ice customization. Maybe you're fine with it, but if you're spending $119, I feel like you should at least care a little bit that it's kind of close to the on ice customization, or at least that it's better than just what Coolhockey gives. So yeah, for myself, I don't recommend them. I mean, they have some sales every now and again. Right now, they have basically a free patch if you buy a customized jersey. It's fine. It's a decent deal. You save about $20, so nothing too crazy. They used to have some really good deals. I don't obviously check them anymore, so maybe they still have like 30% off for eliminated teams and stuff like that when the playoffs roll around. Not really quite too sure, but yeah, I just can't recommend Coolhockey. If you still want to buy from them after hearing all of that, go for it. It's up to you, but just for myself, I don't really like them a whole lot. Now, one place that I do recommend that you buy from if you want to get a customized jersey is Hockey Authentic. They ship to both Canada and the USA. Now, I've not actually bought from Hockey Authentic, but I've known about them for like literally years now, like 4+ years, and I've never heard a bad thing about them. I've always heard that they've done great work. I do want to get from them at one point, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. Now, if we go ahead and shop by team and we go to the Kings jersey like we did with Coolhockey, and we take a look at this one here, we can see that there is no name bar and it is reverse kiss cut, the proper customization. So that is a really good thing to see. They obviously do close to the on-ice customization. Maybe it's not 100% accurate, but it's really, really close. So Hockey Authentic, a really good place to buy from if you want a high quality customized jersey. Now, in saying that, they don't really have sales from what I see, or at least a lot of the time they do not have a sale. So right now this jersey is $275 Canadian. That's pretty expensive, but you kind of get what you pay for, right? Like, they're high quality jerseys, they're high quality customization, so you are getting what you're paying for, but it is relatively expensive as well. The next site that I want to take a look at is actually 3 sites in one. Well, actually, I guess it's 1 site in 3, and that is the NHLShop, Lids, and Fanatics. Now, of course, this is the Canadian side. They do also have the American side for every single one of those, but the reason that I say that it's 1 site in 3 is because it literally is the exact same site, the exact same stock, and the exact same prices for every single one of these sites. The only thing that changes is the deal up top. So, of course, as you can see, they have rotating deals. Right now, the NHLShop has up to 35% off on Adidas gear. This Lids one is free shipping on $80, and Fanatics is 25% off site-wide. Now, if you're like, oh my god, it's 25% off site-wide, that's pretty good, and it's saying like, hurry, this offer ends in 20 hours. The thing is, usually one of these sites has 25% off. Usually one of the sites has free shipping. The Adidas one, that one is actually kind of new, but most of the time it's the same 3 deals just rotating over and over and over again. It's nothing really too crazy. It's nothing phenomenal. Really, the main thing that I suggest if you are looking at these sites here, and let's say you want to buy this yellow NHL All-Star jersey, I suggest that you go ahead and take a look at the other ones as well and see if it's cheaper on any of the other sites. Right now, it's not. It's all the exact same price on every single site, but sometimes one of the sites has a cheaper jersey just because of the sale that's going on. So if you like one of the jerseys on one of the sites, definitely check the other 2 just to see if you're going to get a cheaper deal out of it. And obviously that goes for the US versions of these sites as well. And honestly, with the US side, they do actually have a lot more stock with their jerseys as well as memorabilia and patches. It's really unfortunate. The good thing is that at least with the US side, they do ship to Canada. The Canadian site does not ship to the US. It's kind of strange, honestly, but that is a thing. And one other thing that I should mention, if you're looking at the Canadian side of the NHL Lids and Fanatics shop, is that sometimes they'll have something that is really expensive and then have the exact same thing for cheaper. And it's literally, there's no difference at all. So I'll show you an example here with the Panarin 3rd jersey from the New York Rangers. So we can see that one of these jerseys is $162. The other one, $237. Why is that the case? They're the same jersey. Well, if you scroll down to the shipping, you can see that this item ships from the United States, duties included, where the one that's cheaper does not say that, and that's because it ships from Canada. It's something that all 3 of these sites have included within the past couple of years here. Honestly, I really dislike it. I don't like it at all because it's not like they have every single thing that is on the American side. On the Canadian side, it's just select items. It's very strange. So if you do end up seeing something that is really, really expensive, doesn't just have to be jerseys, it could be hats or something like that, check to see if it has this in the shipping description, and then you might be able to find it for cheaper. Now, that being said, it's not like they have every single one of these items also on the Canadian side as well. For example, if we go to the Dallas Stars here, we can see that they do have a 3rd jersey at $237. So obviously that is shipping from the United States, but they don't have another version. It's just the one version shipping from the United States. So yeah, you kind of get screwed on jerseys like this right here where you don't have another option. If you want it, you're going to have to pay it at that price. But for the most part, with all 3 of these sites, they're okay. They're not bad. Every now and again, you will find a decent deal, but it's not going to be anything crazy. I would say you're not going to get a phenomenal deal. Just most of the time, it's going to be okay. So for myself personally, I have all of these sites saved to just basically NHL clearance. And then obviously I have it selected with men's or filtered with men's. And then I go jerseys. and then I just have it as authentic. Actually, no, I usually don't have it as authentic. I usually just go load high. That's the way that I filter it on all of these sites. Obviously, if you're looking for something else, you can filter it another way. Our next site is United Sport and Cycle. They ship to both Canada and the USA. Now, right now, they don't have any deals going on, but I did get the most recent Winter Classic from them for, I think it was like $100 each for each jersey, so it was a pretty decent price. But yeah, right now, they don't have anything crazy, and for myself, on this site right here, I have it filtered under NHL, and then I go to licensed jerseys, and then I also, once again, filter it to men, and then I go low to high, and there we go. That's the way that I filter it. Once again, just another way of showing you guys how to kind of filter it to kind of get the best, most efficient way to go through all of these. If you want to do something else, totally up to you. All right, now we're on to SVP Sports, and this is a Canada-only site. It does not ship to America, which is kind of unfortunate for the American side because, at least in my opinion, this site has probably had the best deal so far this summer. If we scroll down a little bit here, we might have to go to the second page. We can see that they do have a couple of Flames jerseys on for $50. Now, these are all traded players, like we talked about at the start there. If you don't mind traded players on your jersey, you're probably going to find some jerseys for fairly cheap. So, yeah, they have some pretty good deals going on for like $50 for some jerseys. $70 for that reverse retro there, as well as that one. So yeah, this has probably been the best site, I would say, for the summer so far. I think I bought 3 jerseys from them this summer. So yeah, I've liked this site quite a bit. It's one that I've really paid attention to within the past year or so. So yeah, good site, that is for sure. Like, they even have Tavares and Matthews jerseys for $100, and these reverse retros for $100. So really, their most expensive jersey right now, at least in their clearance section, is $100. So yeah, that's not bad. Moving on to Pro Hockey Life. This is another Canadian only store, but yeah, I just have this page saved on their just clearance section so I can go to hats or jerseys if I feel the need to. So let's go into their jerseys and see what they have right now. Filter it from low to high. So at the moment, nothing really awesome, to be honest. Like, it looks like $127 for these jerseys right here. And if we look at their hats, nothing too crazy, but I do also have it saved to just their NHL jerseys as well, because technically these aren't under the clearance section. So if we go ahead and filter this low to high, we can see that they have most of their jerseys right now for $127. That looks to be their sale that they have for just every single team. So yeah, nothing insane, nothing crazy, but it's a decent deal, of course. I will say though, I actually do really like their stores in person. I have a Pro Hockey Life near me, and I always go into it whenever I get the chance because it's just a lot of fun. It's super big. It has tons of hockey jerseys, hockey equipment. It's just awesome to look at. So if you've never been in a Pro Hockey Life and you have one near you, or you have the chance to go in one, honestly, I kind of recommend it because yeah, they're just a lot of fun if you're a hockey fan. So yeah, online, they have some okay deals, but in person, it's just kind of a cool place to go. And sorry, but I do have another Canadian-only site with SportsChek here. This one, kind of like Pro Hockey Life, where they don't have any phenomenal deals at the moment. Basically $140 to $150 in terms of their NHL jerseys, which is not really all that great. It's basically $50 off. So I do expect them to go a little bit cheaper once they get those Fanatics jerseys in hand. That's what I'm waiting on. Even these jerseys at $100, these ones here, I don't think they're prime green. I'm pretty sure these are like the Aero Ready jerseys. So those are still honestly expensive in my eyes. I'm hoping for a little bit more than 50% off. That's what I've been kind of waiting on for a lot of the jerseys that I want to buy this offseason. SVP Sports is another one that I just want to quickly mention. They do ship to Canada and the US. They don't have a lot of deals going on, but $100 off for these 4 jerseys here. It's all right, not too bad. They do still have the old Sens home jersey for $100. That's not a very good price for it. That should be honestly like $25 at this point. That does not get moved at all. I don't know why they still have it for $100. But these ones here, that's a decent price for them. Vancity Sports is the next site I want to talk about. They ship to both Canada and the US. Now, for them in particular, they don't really have any good deals, but this is just a very fun site that I like to take a look at because they have really unique items like this, Vancouver Canucks bomber jacket. They have some very interesting hats. Obviously, a lot of it is Canucks stuff because it's Vancity, Vancouver. But yeah, they have some just interesting jerseys, especially if you search them through that one of a kind, that filter right there. I really like this filter because yeah, you can just see some really fun jerseys like the old Canucks 40th anniversary jersey, the old Maple Leaf St. Pat's jersey. I've only purchased from them once, but it was 4 jerseys at the same time, and they were all like old school, like the Seals, as well as the Rockies and the Kansas City Scouts, I believe. I'm trying to remember the last one that I bought, but it was basically all 3 of those old school jerseys, and then one other one that I just can't remember at the moment. But yeah, so they just have kind of some neat jerseys, some neat kind of little collectibles that I like to take a look at. I haven't bought from them in a very long time, and like I said, they don't really have a lot of deals, but it's just kind of a fun site that I like to take a look at, so I thought I would include it in this list here as well. Now we're moving on to SportsK here. They ship to both Canada and the US, but they are a US site, of course. They only have $2 shipping in the US. For Canada, it is relatively expensive. It's like $30 to ship to Canada. So for myself personally, if you are going to buy from this site and you are in Canada, I do recommend buying a couple of jerseys from them at once, like just saving up and then buying 2 to 3 jerseys instead of just buying one jersey, because that $30 shipping cost, it's a lot, and it's one of the main reasons why I did not buy from SportsK for like years. This site though is actually a really good site to look for new jerseys, because they basically never have a jersey at full price. You know, they have the regular price $180, our price $140, and that's basically all the time. They basically always have the new jerseys at a cheaper price than you'd buy from like the NHLShop or something like that. So if there's a new jersey that just came out and you really want it, definitely check this site here. Now, something that I do need to mention is that I'm not 100% sure if they are going to be getting the Fanatics jerseys, because I did reach out to them. I think it was back probably 5 or 6 months ago now, and they said that they had not been contacted by Fanatics and they weren't sure if they were going to be continuing to get those Fanatics jerseys into the actual, Fanatics era, but that was 6 months ago. It's very possible something has changed, so I would just go ahead and, take a look at the site every now and again once those Fanatics jerseys do roll around to see if they are actually going to be getting them or not. The next site that I have is a US only site this time, and that is Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, with Dick's, obviously, I've not bought from them because I am Canadian, so I've never purchased from them before, but I have seen some really, really good deals on the site. Like, I remember back a couple of years ago now, it's probably been about 4 years ago, they had the Nashville Predators jerseys for, I think, like $9 or something like that, like literally $9 or maybe even less. I forget, but it was really, really low, and they still honored those deals, even though I'm pretty sure it was a mistake. I'm pretty sure they did not mean to have them for $9, but yeah, every now and again, they have just some really good deals on their sites. Okay, I filtered it to men Adidas jerseys, so they don't have anything too great at the moment, honestly. It's basically those Capitals jerseys for $115, so no good deals at this point, but I do know that if you are an American, this is a very good site to check. And then I do want to talk about the Adidas site as well. Of course, there's a Canadian and an American side, and with the Adidas site, it's only going to be relevant for the next like 6 months, I would say, because once they get rid of all of their stock, they're done. They're out of the hockey game. They're not replenishing this with Fanatic stock or anything like that, of course. So in terms of deals on the site, I've never found anything crazy. I have bought from them before a couple of times, but honestly, it's mostly been just pretty good deals, and I would say that's what they have right now as well. Now, of course, that is in terms of like context of the off season here, right? Like I've been saying 45 to 50% off is okay, but that's mostly just because of the fact that they're changing jersey manufacturers, right? Like if this was any other off season, if this was last year and I was looking at the site and seeing 50% off on basically everything, I'd be like, yeah, there's some pretty good deals going on right now. But with the context of Fanatics taking over from Adidas, that's why I'm saying everything is just okay at the moment and nothing too crazy. I'm sure you guys probably got that, but I do want to just clarify that quickly here as well. So yeah, decent deals. It's okay. Nothing too crazy. Same thing on the American side as well. Mostly just 50% off. One thing that I do want to mention, because it's something that I forgot about and I wasn't really quite too sure, is that if you do have Adidas points, make sure to use them, because, obviously it would be a very good time to use those Adidas points. Mine actually expired, I think, like a couple of months ago. I didn't really realize that I still had some. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but if you have been buying jerseys from the Adidas site and you have points to spend, make sure you spend them. Unless you buy other stuff from the Adidas site, of course, then you don't have to use them on the hockey jerseys here. But I know for myself, I'm not buying anything else from the Adidas side. So if I did have points, I would definitely want to use it on my last little bit of jerseys while they still have some. Okay, the next place that I want to talk about is an eBay page. Now, with this page in particular, it's all legit jerseys. It's all legit. There's no fakes or anything like that. We'll talk about eBay and stuff like that in a little bit here. But with this page in particular, it's all legit jerseys. And his name is Benhsports. He is an awesome guy. I love working with Ben. I love buying jerseys off of him. The thing with Ben though is that if you do like a jersey on his eBay page and you want to get it, don't actually buy from him on eBay. Email him, which I'll leave his email in the description down below. Maybe I'll flash it up on screen, but yeah, just email him saying that you want to get a particular jersey, because then you save just a little bit. I think it's maybe like 10% or something like that. You're basically saving the eBay fees. Now, don't message him on eBay saying that you want to do that because he can't respond. That breaks eBay's terms of services. Also, don't buy the jersey, then email him, because that also is just really confusing. Doesn't really work. If you like a jersey on his page, just email him and he'll work it out from there. He does ship to both Canada and the US. He is kind of slowly getting out of the game once Fanatics takes over. He's not going to be having as many Fanatics jerseys as he has with Adidas. So yeah, I really like Ben a lot. I think he's a great guy. It's unfortunate that he's slowing down once Fanatics takes over, but buy from him while you still can. I definitely recommend him. Great place to go to. And then for the last section of this video, I do feel the need to talk about third-party sites. Now, of course, huge disclaimer, there are some fake jerseys on these sites. Obviously, not every single one, but they're going to be sprinkled in here and there. And sometimes they're going to be advertised as authentic because either the person selling that jersey doesn't know, or they're trying to mislead you into buying something that they know is fake. Whatever it may be, you do really need to be careful, and you do kind of need to know your stuff. Now, why am I kind of putting this in this video then? It's because of the fact that this is where you are going to find your best deals. This is basically your high risk, high reward type sites, because yeah, you might find a fake jersey, actually quite a number of fake jerseys on these sites, but also you're going to find a jersey that someone doesn't really know what it's worth, and they're going to be selling it off for like $20, and you're going to get a massive steal. So really, these are the best places to look for jerseys. Now, if you're not sure how to spot a fake jersey, I do have my own video going over how to spot one. I'll leave a link in the cards up above, or you can also go on the hockey jersey subreddit, ask there, and if you're even really desperate and you don't know, you can message me on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, maybe even email me, and I'll answer you as well. I'll try and help you out to the best of my abilities, because yeah, this is honestly where you're going to find your best stuff. It's where I buy basically 99% on my jerseys now. I almost only go through eBay or Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, stuff like that. So yeah, these are the sites that I use. Of course, you're going to have a ton of jerseys to go through if you just look up hockey jerseys on eBay. So you do need to filter it down. I filter it to North America jerseys, and then of course my sizes. Your tags are going to be different than mine depending on your size and everything like that, but those are just my tags for eBay. Now, another thing that you kind of just need to know is what is an actual good price for some of these jerseys, because obviously you don't really have anything to compare it to right away. One good thing that you can do, especially with eBay in particular, is there is actually a function to look at sold jerseys, recently sold jerseys. So for example, this Kraken Mark Giordano jersey, let's take a look and see if this is actually a good price for it. I do actually know that this comes from the SVP sale, which I think they were selling it for $100. So this is basically what they sold it for on that site. They're not really making a profit out of it, but let's go ahead and search up Kraken. So if we look up Kraken Mark Giordano jersey, we can see that there is a couple on sale already here. We have the ones that are $100. This one is up to $150, $127. So at least compared to those, this does seem like a pretty good price. But of course, you don't really want to compare it to the ones that are still up for sale, because obviously, those could be overpriced. You don't really know. What you want to do is you want to go into the advanced section that's right beside the search bar. You click that, and then it brings you to this page, and you want to go to click on the sold items there, and then hit search. And so that will bring you to the actual sold page. So this is what those were sold for. So I can see this one was sold for $100, so basically the exact same price. This one went down to $79, so a little bit cheaper there. $79 as well. This one was just best offer accepted, so it doesn't actually show you what it was sold for, but it seems like, around $100 to $80 is a pretty good price for that jersey, so it's not bad. I would probably, let's take a look. I do think it is best offer. Yeah, so if you click into it here, you can make an offer. So I would probably offer them maybe even a little bit lower than the $79.99 that the others were sold for. Maybe they'll counter you at that $79.99, and then you save $20. So yeah, that is something to look for if you're not certain whether it is a good deal or not. It's just basically search up that jersey and go into the advanced section and go onto the sold pages, and you can kind of look from there. It gives you an idea of what they're selling for at the moment. It's not always 100% accurate what the market is for those jerseys, but it just gives you an idea, right? Of course, some other sites that are really good with the third-party sites, once again, these are all have to be careful because there could be fakes on it, is Grailed. I do like Grailed a decent amount. Sideline Swap, that is a really good one. Depop, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji. I believe Kijiji is only in Canada. Poshmark here, and then Macari, I think is how you pronounce it. This one here is only an American site. There probably is a couple of other third-party sites that I just don't know of, but these are the ones that I mainly look at. And, you know, once again, like I said, huge warning, you have to be careful because there might be fake jerseys. This one here, like right, just scrolling down a little bit, I can tell immediately this is a fake Larkin jersey. But yeah, I just felt the need to include these sites just because of the fact that you are going to find the best deals here, even if there is that little bit of risk. Like I said, just if you do not know whether it is a fake jersey or not, you don't know the difference, I would avoid these sites for now, and I would probably try and learn as much as you can to tell the difference in between a real jersey and a fake jersey. And once you know how to tell the differences, then you can jump into these sites and kind of learn everything like that. In terms of like what you should be searching for on these sites, I actually have 3 different ways that I search for with all of these sites here. I look up hockey jerseys, I look up NHL jerseys, and then I also look up hockey sweaters. That's just because I do actually like the sweater form of the jerseys and stuff like that. Like I have my Portland Rosebud sweater in the background there. You can't see it right now, but you can see it when I go full screen. Yeah, I like those types of sweaters, so I also look up hockey sweaters. But yeah, you can just look up hockey jersey and NHL jersey, and it's for every single one of these as well. I use, you know, the same thing for every single one of these as I go through, of course. But yeah, that's kind of the way that I do it with these sites. And once again, I just really want to hammer this home that you need to be careful on these sites. But anyways, that is the video there. And yeah, that's the Portland Rosebud sweater that I was talking about earlier. That is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If this did help you out, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all my social medias. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about in this video, leave them down below. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.